Coming to you from Seidler Field here in Plainfield, New Jersey. Hello, everybody. It is Lehigh Valley Storm football on the air as the Lehigh Valley Storm and everyone else in Major League Football, they took last week off. Now most are back in action today. Today's feature game, and it's a good one, the Lehigh Valley Storm taking on the Plainfield, New Jersey Wolves. It's your DJ Crazy Tom. It's Tom Wilkins here along with James Josephson, otherwise known as JJ. And we're in a little bit of a different perspective here broadcasting the game, given other circumstances. However, this has been a game a lot of people have been looking forward to on the calendar. Two of the top teams in the division about to take charge and face each other.
I'm excited. I'm real excited. I talked to a bunch of guys this week, and coaches and staff and players are real excited to play and ready to go. So it's going to be a great game overall, and definitely a hard-hitting, low-scoring game. And that's what I'm expecting: offense and defense. And I know that special teams is going to play a big factor in this game.
Absolutely is. And this is the first time all year that the Lehigh Valley Storm are playing on a grass field. They've been playing on this special turf, especially their home games this year and a couple road games. And now, here in a real grass turf, considering the weather conditions, the Lehigh Valley Storm are going to be in for an interesting challenge. And really, if you think about it, it is going to be a very challenging game because considering the weather conditions is extremely humid. It is about 82 degrees out here, but about 85% humidity. And as JJ is working on a couple things real quick, just about an hour before game time, we had a lot of rain come in a very short time. So field conditions are not necessarily going to be the best. But it can be said pretty much for anyone that has a grass field. But here's the key. You have the New Jersey Wolves, who are the two-time defending Major League Football champions, playing a Lehigh Valley Storm team, which many have favored to be as one of the top teams in Major League Football this year. The Storm are ranked number 1 in the MLF Power Rankings, the Wolves at 3. The Wolves came in with a 3-0 record and the Storm at 5-1. From what I understand, the Wolves won the toss. They've refused to the second half. The Storm will receive the ball first. The Wolves are in their home red uniforms with white helmets and silver numerals, while the Storm are in their traditional black uniforms with black pants, black helmets, and, of course, white numerals, silver trimming. Commissioner Dexter Gervin is here at the game today, and what we're hoping for is that we're going to see a very hard-hitting contest. I mean, this clearly is going to be one of the best games in the 2014 season for Major League Football. Now, as I said, we'll try and get you some posting when we can, as best we can from the field position we have. But what we'll do is just give it all we got here as we're about ready to get underway. Back there for the Lehigh Valley Storm, Tajmir Flood. The referee blows his whistle. The Ryan Doggan approaches the tee, and here we go. We're underway. It's a tie and end over end, taken by Yusuf Rek at about the 10-yard line. He will come across the middle, crossing the 20. He escapes a tackle, heads to the 30, and he's pushed down at about the 36, 37-yard line. Good tackle on the play. Looked to be Ainsworth Minot, who was able to make the stop. But the Lehigh Valley Storm will have the ball first, and we'll see if their high-powered offense, now facing new field conditions for the first time, how their footwork is going to be.
And that's just the Storm. That's just the start that the Storm are looking for there. And this is going to be a big test for this defense. It's only let up 13 points in 3 games, and the key for them is to get after quarterback number 10, Jimmy LeHue, and slow him down. And Storm are trying to get the running attack going early on.
Indeed, Jimmy LeHue is in the shotgun for the first possession of the game. The line of scrimmage is at the 37-yard line. It is 1st and 10. It'll be Ridley as a single setback here, and they line up in their traditional 4 receiver bit. Man in motion, Michael Thomas. LeHue in the snap in the pistol era, pitches out to Raheem Ridley, who has a hole crossing the 40 and goes down to about the 44, 45-yard line. Good left sweep by Ridley for a gain of 7.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup by Ridley. There's a nice block by the left tackle, Zach Yankovic, on the left side, and that's exactly what they're going to try and do. They have such a great passing attack, but you got to run first to open it up.
Okay, so it is 2nd and 3 after a gain of 7 to the 44-yard line. Jimmy LeHue in the shotgun this time. They're going empty backfield this time. 3 receivers to the right-hand side. LeHue in the shotgun, and he will hand it off to Ridley at the middle. He will cross about inside the 45 midfield and into Wolves territory at about the 45-yard line. Raheem putting up 2 good runs to start, move the chains. The Storm have a first down.
This offensive line is creating some nice holes right now, and they're going to keep doing what they have to do and pound that rock and move the ball right down the field.
As long as I'm not carrying a rock, that'd be a little bit heavy, wouldn't it? All right, 1st and 10 for the Storm at the 45 of the Wolves. Opening drive of the game, no score. Michael Thomas going in, be lying up along the left side. Raheem Ridley will stand to the right of Jimmy LeHue, who is in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the Wolves' 45-yard line. Now Thomas in motion. Fake and inside handoff. Ridley again this time, and not much there, if anything, as he is brought down by Wayne Stackhouse as he loses a yard. I tell you what, he is a very good player. Actually, that would be Terrence Onaluke with the stop. I couldn't tell if it was 99 or 90, but whatever it was, Ridley ended up losing a yard on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 11. Ball be spot at the 46.
Howard, you good over there? We're getting there.
All right, now LeHue in the shotgun formation this time. Ridley single setback, waiting, taking a snap. Here comes a rush. LeHue tries to break out, cannot. Down he goes. Brought down. David McClain as the pocket collapsed. The Wolves really blitzed hard that time, and they forced LeHue in a rare sack back into their own territory at about the 48-yard line. That's a 7-yard loss.
Yeah, and this offensive line really has been doing a great job all season, only letting up a couple sacks. So today's going to be their first real test, and they're going to have to play well for this offense to keep the ball moving.
Okay, it'll be a long 3rd, and we're going to say 18 from about the 46-yard line. The Storm in their own territory. Shotgun formation for Jimmy LeHue as he has Ridley to his right. 4 receivers. Wolves looking to show blitz yet again. Here's the snap. LeHue back. He's going to throw a dart, and the pass is caught. Michael Thomas. Oh, he lost the football. Now the whistle blows, and the officials are going to say that he, I believe, was down, and we're going to see where the Storm spot the ball. So it looks like it's going to be a catch for Michael Thomas. He was tackled, and as he went down, he lost the ball, but his knee was down before the ball popped out, and that's good enough for a 19-yard pickup and a first down.
Yeah, that was a great throw by Jimmy LeHue, and they're trying to run a quick play here just to keep that going, not get looked at.
All right, well, nobody's going to look at that one. 1st and 10. Here's a handoff. Raheem Ridley tries to go up the middle, and is going to be pushed down, probably getting back to the line of scrimmage, but no more, as the Wolves defense once again, great penetration up the middle. You also have to give credit to Joseph Epps, who's in there as well. He's one of the veterans for the Wolves. But they're going to give Ridley 2 yards to about the 33-yard line. 2nd and 8. And LeHue in a no huddle, he's going to throw a screen out. Yusuf Reddick goes along the right side and then balances his way out to about maybe the 25-yard line. We'll see where they spot the ball. It's going to be hard to see regarding the players that are in front of us, but we're going to deal with it the best way we can. It's a gain of, we're going to say, 2. It'll be 3rd and 6 now from the 29-yard line, it looks like. So the Storm have a very pivotal 3rd down here early in this game.
Yeah, the outline is you have to give LeHue some good pressure here to find one of his key wide receivers, maybe Devon Gordon, one of his favorites on this big 3rd down.
And don't forget about Jaleel Clark, too. All right, 3rd and 6 from the 29-yard line. Jimmy LeHue trying to give signals, maybe changing the play here. Now in the shock, and actually it's more of a pistolero here as Ridley is right behind him. Waiting for the snap is LeHue. He has a little time to pass. Is caught by Reddick. Reddick escapes a tackle and gets down to about the 24-yard line. That might be good enough for a first down depending on the spot of the ball. So if that's so, that is 2 big 3rd down conversions by the Storm, and yes, indeed, they move the chains.
Yusuf Reddick, that was nice yards after catch there to pick up the first down and keep this drive alive. Just what they're looking for, a nice balanced attack to start off this football game.
All right, 1st and 10, and the Storm will have the ball what looks to be the 23-yard line. So once again, they will line up in a pistolero with Ridley right behind Jimmy LeHue. They line up 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Man in motion, Michael Thomas to the left. LeHue will go with a handoff to Ridley. Ridley left tackle, and he will escape one. He will not get by the other. Good tackle again by Onluke, who brings him down at about the 22, maybe a yard on the play, and that looks like exactly what it is.
This New Jersey Wolf defense is really flying to the ball right now. Raheem Ridley had nowhere to go when he bounced it out, and the linebackers were just scraping and made a nice play on first down.
And granted, This is a very good Wolves defense, and there's a reason why they've won 2 consecutive Major League Football championships. They really pride themselves on great defense, and that's one thing the Storm really have to face. 2nd and 9 from about the 22. Lehigh in the shotgun, takes a snap. He's looking, throws at the middle. Pass caught, Yusuf Reddick. He'll get to about the 15. Tries to push to the first down marker, but he is brought down by Joseph Epps, probably in the red zone, maybe about the 16-yard line. If that's so, probably going to be about 3 yards short of a first down, and that's exactly where they're going to spot him.
And that's a couple nice catches now for number 11, Yusuf Reddick, in the slot, and he's just he's doing his routes, and he's just finding a hole in the defense and stopping, and Lehu's finding them, and that's what's keeping this drive alive.
All right, opening drive of the game, and the Storm are in the red zone. 3rd and 3 from the 16-yard line. Again, Raheem Ridley's been on every play in this drive. Lehigh in a shotgun. Again, 4 receivers. Double slot, of course. Reddick and Thomas. Back goes Lehigh. Quick throw. Caught by Thomas. Thomas inside the 10. And looks like he got down to about the 7-yard line. And for the 3rd time in this drive, the Storm convert a 3rd down. And this one, I think, is going to be 1st and goal.
Yeah, that's a slant route right to number 8, right in the middle, Michael Thomas, and picked up a 1st down. That's more important. They're looking to punch it in early on. This you could feel the emotions starting for both teams.
Indeed so. It is going to be 1st and goal, and I think they're spying it about the 2. Lehigh, we'll see what he does here. He's run for touchdowns in consecutive games. In the shotgun, pistolero, and it's going to be Ridley. No, it's Lehigh keeping himself, and he will score! Welcome to the end zone! Jimmy Lehigh! What more can I do? I mean, I know I'm sounding bad like John Sterling, but I'll tell you what, Lehigh faked the handoff into Ridley, and he, believe it or not, he decided to keep it himself, crawl in, and it's pay dirt. The Storm scoring their opening drive.
A couple 3rd down pickups to keep that drive alive, and a bunch of guys getting it done in the wide receiving core. Lehigh making a couple nice throws to get it going, just what the coach ordered. Right down the field for the Storm, and just what they wanted. The defense is real fired up and ready to come out and make a stop.
All right, so a big score for the Lehigh Valley Storm, and it predicated on not 1, not 2, but 3 consecutive 3rd down conversions. And let's not forget about that big play on 3rd and 18, which got them 19 yards and kept the drive going, and that's the end result. The experienced Lehigh Valley Storm end up getting the first points of the game. Bobby Applemill tried the extra point. Here's the snap, the kick on its way. That floats all the way to Route 22, and the kick is good. So, a very good first drive for the Storm. They drive 63 yards in their opening drive. A 2-yard touchdown run by Jimmy Lehigh does the trick, and the Lehigh Valley Storm leads 7-0 over the Plainfield, New Jersey Wolves.
The exact balance attack that they wanted. They got the ball and a couple big key 3rd downs that they picked up, and guys like Yusuf Reddick and Raheem Ridley really getting the job done on that drive, and then Lehigh bringing it in for a 4th consecutive game on his feet, scoring a touchdown, taking a 7-0 lead early on for the Storm.
And that is absolutely huge. And just so you know, we didn't quite tell you about this, that Pepsi is a proud sponsor of Lehigh Valley Storm football. Pepsi, live for now. And of course, we have other sponsors we can certainly drive through as time allows us to. We'll have to dig ourselves with that one. So, just once again, you look at the Lehigh Valley Storm team. Now, this is a team that played here against the Wolves last year in pretty much the same conditions. And the Storm won that game by a score of 13-0. It was a rain-shortened 2.5 quarters. But here, the New Jersey Wolves know this is a good team. We lost to them last year. Now we really want to make sure we come through this year and put on our best performance. And considering every team has had a week off, everyone's refreshed, and you can't ask for a better first weekend of September in football than these two teams here.
Exactly. It's something to keep your eye on for today's game is special teams, and that's going to play a big factor. And right here is it's going to show special teams, punt return game, the field goal kicking game. With these conditions, it's going to be a real important part of this football game.
Sean Thomas and Vincent Roman are back for the New Jersey Wolves, standing at about the 3-yard line. Bobby Applemill will try and kick this thing off. Let's see if he can sail this one. Here it is, the kickoff. It is high and end over end. Backing up is Sean Thomas, about a yard deep in the end zone. He'll move to his right, escape a tackle, get to a 10, to about the 20. He's still going. Look out to the 30. Still, he reverses his field. There he goes to the 40, 45, 48-yard line. Talk about second, third, and fourth effort. Sean Thomas exactly had that, and he ends up making an almost 50-yard return. The official spot the ball at the Wolves' 48-yard line. Very good field position for the Wolves to start their opening drive, 1st and 10.
And he might have been gone there. Kicker number 47, Bobby Eppelman, stuck his head in there and slowed down the momentum to get this defense on the field. So the defense will be on the heels a little bit here, but they've been facing that all season. So it should be interesting against a very good offense.
Well, we'll see what happens here as the Wolves have 1st and 10 now from the 48-yard line. The officials are blowing the whistle to begin the play, so I'll tell you what, field position's going to be huge in this game, and already the Wolves are kind of showing their muscle here as we have 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. They're going to line up in a traditional I formation. This is a ground team, so there's going to be a lot of rushing, I would suspect. In motion, Vincent Roman to his left. Quarterback is in the shotgun. Takes a snap, and now a handoff along the left side, and that is Darryl Luck. Luck getting into Storm territory, a nice left tackle run to about the 44-yard line. That's a pickup of about, we're going to say, 6 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 4 for the New Jersey Wolves as the ball is spotted at the, we're going to say, the 45-yard line. Got to get a little bit of perspective here. 2nd and we're going to say 4 as Emmanuel Cabasa, the quarterback, veteran quarterback for the New Jersey Wolves. He stands in a shotgun. Single setback looks to be Darryl Luck. Cabasa looking for his play, gets a low snap, goes back, throws on the left side, and that pass is caught and moving along the right sideline, tackled by Eppelman about the 30-yard line. That was Vincent Roman. Good play by Roman as he gets it all the way down to about the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 10, and the Wolves now have a 1st down.
Yeah, it's about a 6-yard hook they ran there, and the Storm defensive backs are off a little bit, so they're just going to keep attacking that there. They sent a linebacker or two in. Joe Davis didn't quite get there, but they're putting together a little drive for themselves here.
All right, we're just trying to move some equipment here. 1st and 10 for the New Jersey Wolves. Ball be spotting at the 35-yard line. Once again, Emmanuel Cabasa in the shotgun to the right, Darryl Luck. A lot of veterans on this Wolves team, so they are very championship tested. In motion now, Jameel Weinglass to the right-hand side. He will. Let's see what happens in the shotgun formation for Cabasa, who takes the snap. Handoff to Luck. Luck goes backward, and his knee falls down after about a 3-yard loss to the 38-yard line. Looked like he slipped and got touched at that point. So good defensive plays, it turns out, and just bad luck for the Wolves.
Yeah, number 6, Joe Davis, came firing in the middle. They just tried to run a power formation to the left, and Joe Davis said, "I don't think so," and came up with a nice tackle.
All right, 2nd, and we're going to say about 14. That's a 4-yard loss to the 39-yard line. It looked 38-yard line, rather.
The green bar.
So 2nd and 13 now, so it's actually a 3-yard loss. Wolves at the Storm 38, their opening drive, 7-0 Storm, probably midway 1st quarter, possibly more than that. Emmanuel Cabasa under center. He waits for it, takes the snap, handoff to Luck. Luck has a hole up the middle, crossing the 35, down to the 34-yard line before being brought down. And it looks to be that Phil Tucker that was able to make the stop.
Yeah, he had a real nice game just short 2 weeks ago, and this linebacking core is just sticking their nose in there right now, and that's 2 big stops on 2 runs in a row. Look for a pass here, and the defense should get ready and get after the quarterback.
All right, so after that 4-yard pickup, it'll be 3rd and 9 for the Wolves at the Storm 34-yard line. So their first adverse test of the afternoon. A cloudy, muggy 82 degrees here at a kickoff. We had some storms an hour ago. May not be the best field conditions, but hey, you still have to play the game given what you have. 3rd and 9 from the Storm 34-yard line. Darryl Luck will now move to the right of Cabasa. Cabasa in the shotgun. This is a good quarterback. You got to watch out here. He can scramble. He takes the snap. Quick drop. Throw left side. And the pass is incomplete. It went into the direction of 3 Lehigh Valley Storm players, but I believe it was intended for Vincent Roman, and he just couldn't get his paws on it. So now the Wolves are stuck with a big 4th down play.
Yeah, the quarterback couldn't get his feet set there. Outside linebacker number 6, Joe Davis, was in his face, and that was a big reason why that was not a completed pass for the Wolves.
All right, so it'll be 4th and 9 now from the 34. Now, if they were to try a field goal, it would be 51 yards, but it looks like they are going to go for it instead. So this is going to be a very interesting call here early on. Remember, in the Storm's opening drive, they had 3 third-down conversions, and they made all of them en route to the 2-yard touchdown run by Jimmy LeHue. And now whistles are blowing, and we're going to have a timeout called by the New Jersey Wolves. So about, I'd say maybe 5.5 left in the first, approximately. Remember, time is kept on the field. The Lehigh Valley Storm with a 7-0 lead over the New Jersey Wolves.
It's in the commercial, I think. Oh, well, we're still going anyway. So, I'm all over the place. So a big third down stop there, and after a big return for the New Jersey Wolves, the Storm are sticking what they do, and they're playing great defense right now. Linebacking core and outside linebacker Joe Davis has made a couple nice plays, tackle in the backfield, and also gotten pass hurry on the quarterback. So it's going to be a big fourth down coming up for the Storm defense.
And I truly think that this is going to be a very important play early part of this game, late in the first quarter. You'd have to figure that if the Wolves convert, I would think they'd have a good chance to tie this thing up, but if they do not, the Storm, they've been known to really take advantage of other teams' failures, and that's why pretty much all but one game, if you look at the Wolves schedule and the Storm schedule, all their wins have been lopsided, all of them. As a matter of fact, there hasn't been a close game. I mean, the Wolves won all 3 of their games. I mean, they had a 51-6 drubbing on the Delaware Legacy. I'm going to have to look at the stats and see what the scores were, but don't forget, the Lehigh Valley Storm, they've won their 5 games, and they've all been by double digits. So, in a way, both teams know about blowout wins, but you would think there would be a real close one here with these two teams. Anyway, back to action. 4th and 9 from the 34-yard line. Cabasa in the shotgun formation. He's got receivers lined up on the right-hand side. Cabasa, low snap, takes it looking. He's going to throw off his foot, and the pass is caught by Vincent Ramon, and it looks like he's short.
We dropped it.
He dropped it. It's incomplete. I'm sorry. He dropped the football. It is incomplete, and that failure on 4th down by the Wolves gives the Storm the football on downs.
Yeah, no, that's a big stop there. He was open. It was just a drop by the wide receiver. The defensive end's got a couple, got some pressure for sure in on there, and that's a big stop after a big return by the Wolves.
And that's huge because remember, it's field position. It's a matter of grip on the ball, how much water gets on, and stuff like that. And both quarterbacks have to deal with that today. And unfortunately for Cabasa, I don't know if it was the way he threw the ball or if it was Ramon who just couldn't get his arms under it. Couldn't tell. But still, the Storm are the beneficiary to it, and they have 1st and 10 now from their own 34-yard line. Jimmy LeHue in the shotgun formation. He's got 4 receivers once again. Ridley to his right. LeHue takes the snap. He's looking, has a little time being chased, and down he goes for the 2nd time today already. It is Losh Holt who had pressure along the left side and drops LeHue for a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, and defensive end Losh Holt has had 5 sacks in 3 games for the Wolves, so he's a guy that you have to keep an eye on. Definitely have to get some good blocks going on him for sure. So that's something that you have to. Jimmy LeHue hasn't really been touched all season, so it's going to be interesting to see how he handles that pressure in today's game.
All right, 2nd and we're going to say about 12 from the 32-yard line. LeHue again has Ridley to the right-hand side in the shotgun formation. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. LeHue with a snap, a quick blitz, and a pass thrown and caught. Devon Gordon crossing the 45, down to the 46-yard line, brought down by Joseph Epps, but it is a gain of 15 and a 1st down for the Storm.
LeHue to Gordon, that's really the bread and butter for this team on the slant route right there, and that's a big pickup for the Storm offense and keep the chains moving.
Okay, so it is 1st and 10, the Storm at their own 46-yard line. Once again, always in hurry-up cadence mode. That's the way Coach, I forget his name. Kohler. My brain needs to be cooler. I'm sorry. 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line. LeHue again, the shotgun formation. As he has Ridley to his right. Same formation as before. LeHue with a snap. He drops, throws, a pass caught. Jaleel Clark into a Wolf territory, crossing the 40, down to the 30, fights for yards, and finally a whistle blows as he gets down all the way to about the 30-yard line. and it'll be first down for the Storm after a gain of nearly 24 yards.
And a flag.
And I think there might be a flag at the end of the play.
Looks like it was a taunt at the end just to keep adding yards and keep this drive going. It's a great pass and a better route and run yards after catch by number 9, Jaleel Clark.
Well, it moves the chains for a first down, and I haven't seen any. Oh, here it is. Yes, it is unsportsmanlike, and it's going to be called. Evident. Oh, wow! They did call it on the Wolves there for unsportsmanlike conduct. So that's going to be half the distance to the goal. That's going to be tacked on. So a first down for the Storm, and they're going to spot it all the way down to like maybe the 15-yard line. So that's a huge play there.
Yeah, it's a huge play to keep this drive going, the momentum going right now, up 7. The defense had a great stop on that 4th down, a couple big plays, and then that 15-yard penalty, and they're right back ready to make this a 2-possession football game.
That was a gain of 22 for Jaleel Clark. It'll be 1st and 10 after the half the distance. The red zone once again meets the Lehigh Valley Storm, and was there a timeout? I think it was. Did the Storm call it? Oh, if the Wolves called it, that is their second timeout of the half already, and they're down to 1. So already the Wolves are up against it here as the Storm leads 7-0, and they are looking for more as they'll have the ball at the 16-yard line when we resume play.
Yeah, it's a team that's only let up, I think, 12 points in 3 games now. So Storm are looking to punch in 14, make it a 14-0 game. But the most important thing right now is to get points on the board and have ball security.
By the way, about the Wolves' record, 3-0. They won 51-6 over the Delaware Legacy, 24-7 over the Northwest Giants, and a 27-0 shutout win over the Northeast Philly Eagles, their last game back on August the 24th. But here, the Storm leads 7-0 on the New Jersey Wolves right now to the 2-time defending Major League Football champions. And following a taunting penalty at the end of a great catch and run by Jaleel Clark, the Lehigh Valley Storm on 1st and 10, what looks to be about the 17-yard line. So we're going to see what Jimmy LeHue calls. Obviously, a very spirited game between probably 2 of the best teams in the league, no question about it. We're just hoping Mother Nature will cooperate and we'll be able to get 4 good quarters of football in. So now they start lining up. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. They're going to line up 4 receivers once again. LeHue with Ridley lined up to his left. LeHue waiting to take the snap. Man in motion now. Jaleel Clark lines up in a slot. Now goes back to a further position. LeHue hands off to Ridley. Ridley crosses the 15-yard line. May have gotten to maybe about the 13. That's going to be a gain of 4 for Ridley. Good power running up the middle.
Yeah, and getting the run game going. Raheem Ridley and obviously Sean Myers will get in the game in a little bit. That's real key to getting this whole Storm offense going, and that's what they do. They run the ball. Ocha opens up the pass, and that's what they do. So this is a good drive here for the Storm.
Well, if they get points, it's definitely a good drive. But they're in the red zone. The gain of 3, 2nd and 7 from the 14-yard line as Jimmy LeHue in the shotgun again. They line up 4 receivers like they usually do. It's going to be a pistolero this time as Ridley lines up behind Jimmy LeHue in the shotgun. LeHue with the snap, a high snap. He's under a rush, and wait, there's a handoff. That's Ridley. Ridley gets to about the 10, and then a Storm helmet goes flying off at about the 7-yard line, and I think it was Ridley's helmet that flew off. It's going to be a gain of about 4, but I'll tell you what, that Wolves defense closed very quickly in what could have been a scoring play for the Storm.
Yeah, this Wolves defense really knows how to gang tackle and get after, and that was a big pop there, so watch for another big play right now for the Storm, for the Wolves.
And there was no gain. I'm sorry, the down marker was a little bit late, so it's another yard, but he leaves the game now. Ridley leaves. It'll be 3rd and 6 from the 13-yard line. Fans chanting defense on the Wolves sidelines, and now we have another timeout.
Take the green one out.
And I think the Storm may have taken this one. So we're coming to waning stages of the first quarter, it looks like. The score right now, the Lehigh Valley Storm 7, the New Jersey Wolves, nothing. So maybe JJ can line up what goes on, I guess, for this coming Monday.
Yeah, this coming Monday I might be having a show at at Schrudy's Pub and Restaurant, which we're going to be obviously going to be the post-game wrap-up show. Also, I'm going to say a couple sponsors. It's A&H Sporting Goods and Blackman Cycle Center. Also, HSG Productions. Howard Gaver is the best. Ready to take your game film to the next level, and then Connecticut School of Broadcasting. So it's been a good first half for the Storm right now, and they're definitely ready to continue their success.
And let's also point out it is quarter time. I thought there was a timeout. Turns out it was the quarter. So we are about to start the second quarter, and the Storm will have the ball at the 13-yard line of the Wolves when we resume. It is 7-0 in favor of the Storm. The only scoring play, a 2-yard touchdown run by Jimmy Lehigh, who I think has scored now touchdowns on the ground in 4 consecutive. I thought it was 5 consecutive.
It could be.
But in any case, he got the points. Eppelman got the extra point, and that's why the Storm had the 7-0 lead. Anyway, as we get ourselves set to start quarter number 2, we remind you that Pepsi is a proud sponsor for Lehigh Valley Storm football. Pepsi, live for now, of course. Go for what's trending at Pepsi.com. All right, referee blows his whistle, and we're about to get underway for quarter number 2. The Storm now trying to get into the field here and line themselves up. So it will be third and about 6. The ball be spotted at the 13-yard line. Lehigh in the shotgun once again. Ridley down to the right. Let's see what happens here. He makes the call. Lehigh, knowing that the Wolves are coming with a blitz, back he goes, rolls to his right. He throws, and off his back foot, he throws it away to the right, incomplete. I believe it was to the direction of Jaleel Clark, but again, heavy pressure by the New Jersey Wolves, and they're able to stop the Storm on third down this time.
Yeah, it was a rollout to the right by Lehigh, and there was nothing there, and that was a smart decision to throw it away and think about points and bring on your field goal kicker, Bobby Eppelman, and try and make this a 2-possession football game.
And this is why we talked about 2 weeks ago, Bobby Eppelman kicking a field goal near the end of the game against the New Jersey Spartans, because he had struggled from field goal range. Of course, he had missed a few, and I believe he hit like a 32-yarder to make it a 38-0 game. That was the final score. Here, this is going to be, I believe, a 30-yard field goal attempt, right hash mark. Here's the snap, the kick on its way, and he's got it. It's good. Bobby Eppelman hits a second consecutive field goal, a 30-yarder to up the tally to 10-0 for the Lehigh Valley Storm over the New Jersey Wolves. So now you can say it's a successful drive.
Exactly, yeah. They really moved the ball down the field there. A couple big nice plays, and Lehigh knew on third down just to throw the ball away and come away with 3. So 10-0 right now, 2 drives in a row. They got points on the board, and you have to watch out this kickoff team. They had let up a big return before, so it's going to be important to watch a kickoff team go down and make a nice tackle on this play.
Exactly, and I stand corrected for one of the Wolves. I think I mentioned Sean Thomas incorrectly. It was Pat Coburn who was back on the first run with Vincent Roman. So we're going to see how the Storm kind of deal with this particular kickoff return. It is 10-0 in favor of the Lehigh Valley Storm early second quarter, only 2 plays in, and the Wolves are going to try for their second drive. Remember, their first drive, they got into Storm territory, but they couldn't convert on a 4th and 9 with a pass by Cabasa, dropped by, I believe, Roman along the near sideline. So now the Wolves, 2-time defending champions, they will give it another try to see if they can get points and cut the 10-0 deficit.
Yeah, exactly. So the defense is going to be ready to come on the field after the Lehigh Valley Storm kickoff team goes down and makes a big tackle right now and just continue what they're doing so far in today's game, and that's make big stops.
Again, Coburn and Roman are back near the goal line. It looks like along the far sideline is Roman, and Coburn is toward the Wolves sideline. Here's the kickoff. High, and it's going to head toward Roman, about 2 yards deep. He's going to run it out, and he takes it to about the 10, tries to reverse direction, and he is going to be stopped. Not even getting to about that 20-yard line. Good coverage that time by the Storm special teams. A much better job compared to the last kickoff return, and the Wolves are going to be starting pretty deep in their own territory.
Yeah, special team coach Stan LaMagna has to be a lot more happy with that kickoff tackle there, and this defense really is going to come out and try and make a big play and just continue their success so far. They obviously the first time led up the 50-yard kickoff return, then this defense made a stand. So I want to see them keep putting pressure on on the quarterback and making plays.
Okay, so again, Emmanuel Cabasa will try and get this power rush team, and he's also a good passer, so it's a matter of trying to balance things, and considering you're down 10-0 and still play balance, but 10-0's a far cry from 24-0 when it comes to game planning. So at the moment, the Wolves are huddling. Now they break. It'll be 1st and 10, and it looks like the ball will be spotted at, I think, about the 19-20 yard line. It looked like the 15 from there, but once again, we'll say about the 19. 1st and 10. Cabasa under center this time. Man in motion this time to the left. Cabasa, he'll roll around to the right. Back to pass. Throws to his right. That pass is caught, and escaping one tackle, but not the second. Down to about, we'll say, the 30-yard line is number 25, Losh Holt, who ends up getting the receiving play, and it will be, we'll say, a gain of 9 down to about the 28.
Yeah, they're attacking the defensive backs right now in those out routes. They're not really giving them too much bump and run, but right now they're playing good football, a 9-yard pickup, and this front seven for the Storm really is getting after the quarterback, so this is overall good effort so far.
Okay, second and about a yard from the 28-yard line. Wolves trying to sustain a drive here. They do line up with a receiver on each side. They will snap and hand it off. There's a hole to the right side, and bouncing off a tackle to about the 31-yard line. It's still going to be good enough for a first down, and looks like Naquan Jenkins was the one that was able to make the run. It moves the chains, and the Wolves are able to get to about the 31 on a first down.
Yeah, they're trying to get the run and attack going here right now, and the defensive back just came up and made a nice hit, but that was a huge hole that could have went for more, and the Storm are really closing on the ball.
It was actually Jenkins for a gain of 4, so the ball will be spotted at the 33-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the New Jersey Wolves. They have had some success offensively, so needless to say, it's becoming a little bit of a chess match. It's a matter of who's going to make the fewest mistakes that's going to decide this game. And right now, the Storm have made fewer mistakes than the Wolves have. But you never know. One play can completely change this thing around. 1st and 10, Cabasa will line up in the shotgun. Now in motion goes Vincent Ramon to the left. Ball spot at the 33-yard line. Back goes Cabasa. Quickly blitz. The pass is caught. And right there, Vincent Ramon caught it. And he was just smothered down by, of all people, Rodney Gilmore, who closed the gap and forces a 1-yard loss. Nice play by Gilmore.
Yeah, this outside linebacker, Joe Davis, is really getting after the quarterback every single time. They did a short little out route, and Gilmore just came up and made a nice hit on the play.
So a loss of 1 to the 32, 2nd and 11 now for the New Jersey Wolves. I got to say, that's a very impressive play by the defense. And you got to remember, both defenses are going after the opposing quarterback feverishly. But keep in mind, the Wolves have the 2 sacks. The Storm does not have one just yet. 2nd and 11 from the 32-yard line. Looks like Davis is going to line up along the left side here. Cabasa again the shotgun. He's now going to move Ronald Carney over into a blocking tight end position. He's got Naquan Jenkins in one of the slots along the right side. They line up 4 receivers. Back goes Cabasa, looking, throwing, deep on the left side, and over the head and incomplete, almost intercepted by Rodney Gilmore, and there were no New Jersey Wolves in sight. If it was a little lower, that would have been a turnover.
Yeah, it would have been a turnover, and that was almost back-to-back big plays by number 14 Gilmore. So another 3rd and long attempt coming up for the Wolves, and the secondary is coming out to play right now for the Storm.
Happy Gilmore on this drive, that's for sure, and would have been happier if he caught that. But anyway, 3rd and 11 from the 32-yard line as the Storm defense is going to try and stop the Wolves on a 3rd and long. Remember that one of the big plays in this game was when the Storm had 3rd and 19 early, but then a big pass to Michael Thomas got him about 20 and kept the drive going, and that led to the Storm's first score. 3rd and 11 from the 32-yard line. Cabasa in the shotgun, again lining up 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Cabasa waiting, taking a snap. Here comes a rush, a quick throw, and the pass is intercepted! Intercepted! Coming to left side, Oren Marshman. He'll cross the 30 and get tackled down at about the 25, and then a flag is down, a late flag, so it had to be after the interception, so it should still stand as a turnover, and the Storm will get the ball. Let's see what the penalty flag's all about.
Yeah, big turnover. Was actually hit off number 25, the defensive back for the Storm on that play, and Orrin Martian came away with it and got to the sideline and picked up a couple nice blocks. I want to see what the flag is, but it was after the play, after the interception, so it will be a Storm first down.
It could be an illegal block, but in any case, it went off of Phil Tucker and into the hands of Marshman, so a huge turnover on the play, and it is going to be an illegal block against the Storm, so it's going to be 10 yards from the spot of where the penalty was. So the turnover still holds. It's going to be a little bit of a longer field for the Storm, as we can hear this very vocal Storm sideline here as the Storm create the first turnover, a Cabasa interception to Marshman. They're again spot 10 yards from the spot of foul. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Storm, and we'll see if Jimmy LeHue can convert those into points.
Yeah, and Sean Myers is coming in to give Raheem Ridley, who had a good first half so far, good first quarter so far, a little breather. So they're going to try and get maybe a running attack going with Thunder and Lightning duo Sean Myers in the game, and that's a huge momentum. The momentum is on the side for the Storm right now.
It absolutely is following that turnover. They are going to spot the ball at about the 49-yard line in the territory of the Wolves. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. There'll be a shotgun for Jimmy LeHue. Sean Myers in the game, as you mentioned. Thomas in motion, switching over to the right. LeHue hands off to Myers. He has a hole, crosses midfield. 45, look out, he's still going to the 40, to the 30, the 20. He's gone home. Welcome to the end zone. Metro Goldwyn, Sean Myers. 49 yards, and the Storm have a 16-0 lead. They make the Wolves pay for the interception.
Right off the turnover, they give a little draw right to Sean Myers, his first touch of this football game, and he's the shifty. He's the lightning aspect of the Raheem Ridley and that duo right there, and he took it for a touchdown. Great first play, Sean Myers, touchdown.
Wow. Talk about giving Raheem a rest and his helmet a rest to go along with that. Myers just blew through the field. Great offensive blocking on the line. I mean, this Storm team is as fired up as I've seen them all year long. Bobby Eppleman will try the extra point. Here's the snap, the kick on its way, and it is good. Took a little while for the signal, but the Lehigh Valley Storm, thanks to creating a turnover, they make the Wolves pay. A 49-yard touchdown run by Sean Myers. It's 17-0 Storm over the New Jersey Wolves.
Without question, this Storm team is ready to play today. They're up 17. That's 3 drives in a row for the offense. They've gotten points out. Sean Myers, that's a huge play, 44-yard touchdown there. This kickoff team is fired up, and everyone's ready to go right now. Like you just mentioned, they are the most fired up I've seen throughout 6 games this season.
6 games and maybe a quarter and a half. Wow. And obviously, the Lehigh Valley Storm brought to you by Lumpy Lou's Bar and Grill, located on 212 South 15th Street in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Of course, you can check them out. 610 area code 433-1290. Again, 610 area code 433-1290. I've never been there, but you know what? I'm going to have to drag myself there sometime.
Yeah,
have you had anything from there?
No, I haven't, but I see on Facebook all the time. I see a bunch of these Storm players going in there and eating these wings, so I definitely have to get in there before the season ends.
Well, I'll tell you this much. If the Storm continue to play like this, they may have to double the amount of wings for their home drive, that's for sure.
Yeah, seriously. And what's interesting to watch out for right now, the Wolves are going to be facing a little adversity right now. They've been winning every football game so far this season. Now they're down 17, and that changes game plan and mental mindset. So the Storm are fired up, and I could see a lot. I knew this was going to be a game about momentum, and right now it's all on the Storm side.
It sure is. Bobby Eppleman approaches and kicks it off along the left side. It is taken by Roman. Roman will charge up to about the 10. He will try and make a cut turn, 15, reverse direction, and then finally go down, near the 20-yard line, so a decent return by Roman, but that's the Storm wanting the Wolves to start in like traditional field position. I think the coverage team did just that twice in a row following a little bit of a rough start.
Yeah, big one let up in the beginning, but that's what you have to do. You let up that big one, you put it behind you, and then you come down and make two big plays on kickoff team in a row. So this team is fired up, and the defense is out there ready to maybe create another turnover and stop this high-powered Wolf offense.
Well, now you have to remember we talk about balance on the New Jersey Wolves, and they are a balanced team with the passing and the running, and very good defensive play along with a good offensive line, and now everybody is being challenged. This is something the Wolves are not used to, as you had mentioned. Remember, the Storm did have that one loss by 24 points, but it was clearly one of those situations where Albany was better, but all the other games have been blowouts, and right now, this is a very important drive. 1st and 10 from about the 20. Here's a handoff along the right side. Not much, if anything, there on the carry. And it looks like number 24 that time, Darryl Luck, had the run, and nothing happened. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
The Storm defense is flying to the ball. They tried to run it outside, but this defense is way too quick and way too powerful, and the defensive line is getting a great push off the ball right now, and obviously that's slowing down this Wolf offense.
And I tell you what, I've been hearing a lot of comments from the Storm saying, we're hungry, let's eat. Well, right now, they're having more than just a buffet. But remember, there's still a lot of football to go, so do not put this game away at all. There's a reason why the Wolves are two-time champions of Major League Football. 2nd and 10 from about the 20-yard line. Cabasa trying to get his players in position. Man in motion on the left side. Ronald Carney's going to line up in a receiver spot. Cabasa waiting. He'll take the snap. They're going to hand it off again. And it looks like Darryl Luck again. And evidently he did not go down, and then finally pushing all the way to about the 26-yard line. Officials trying to break the carnage that is on the field, and now flags are down, and as we had downpours with the rain about an hour before game time, now we need to get our umbrellas out because we got raining flags.
Yeah, that's a mental mistake there. It's going to be going against the Storm, and 15 yards should be added on to the end of that run. So that's two mental mistakes, both by the defenses of this football team that are keeping these drives alive. So that's something that is a key to a game, and you really have to keep your head on straight when you're out there and put everything behind you.
Well, the officials are ruling unsportsmanlike conduct, and it could be coinciding because, I mean, that took a long time, and it looked like a big battle. But remember, the play was over, and both penalties offset, so unsportsmanlike on both sides. The down counts, and it'll be 3rd, and after a gain of probably about 8 yards, it'll be 3rd and about 2 from about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, expect the blitz here, but usually the second guy gets caught right there. The Storm caught a break, and it was an offsetting penalty, so another chance to make a big stop here on 3rd and about 2, and they're going to be looking to send the house here.
Well, we'll see what happens here, and this is going to be a very important play for the Wolves, and we'll see if they try and go the power running as they did the previous time. Darryl Luck is going to try and line up in a receiver position. Also in there now, Darrell Kennedy Sr. He's going to be the fullback here. Cabasa in the shotgun. 3rd and 2 from the 27, and then people jump, so we're going to have flags for that one. The question is who jumped first. The Storm might have on a neutral zone infraction. We will see what the officials say. But remember, one little flinch can turn this whole thing around. And as it turns out, it is a neutral zone infraction on the Storm, which gives the Wolves a free first down.
Yeah, 3rd and short there, and that's all it takes by the defensive tackle. And that's the guy that's right. His head is right down, right in front of the football. So he doesn't really have an excuse there on 3rd and short to create a first down for the Wolves and keep the drive alive. But got to put it past him and keep moving forward.
And remember, it only takes one little thing to change that momentum. Let's hope this is not it. But it is 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line as Cabasa lines up under center. Darryl Luck the single setback this time from the 32. They go with the inside handoff. Oh my goodness, bouncing off the left side. And talk about closing the gap. The Storm did just that as Grady Pizarro smelled out the rush by Luck and brings him down really for no gain.
Yeah, he saw a hole as a linebacker position. He just shot through through right out of a cannon. It's a huge play by number 35. This linebacking core right now is playing good against the run and the pass. So the front seven and the whole defense in general, they're really making some big plays, and they just have to keep their heads right and not make mental mistakes.
And so far, it's been going so good. I mean, it's not a perfect performance, but they've been able to hold their own. The offense has been doing the job that they're supposed to. Now the defense has to follow. 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line. Cabas in the shotgun. They're going to do a flea flicker, and it doesn't work. It's a fumble, and I think it's going to be recovered by the Storm. The flea flicker flopped, and the Storm fell on it. The man who did it, Brian Arroyo. So again, a turnover in their own territory for the Wolves, and the Storm have a chance to really make a big gain on this one.
Yeah, the Wolves down 17, trying to do a little flea flicker, and obviously that it's always a risk when you go for a trick play like that, and it didn't work out. And the Storm is ready to punch it in and keep moving the ball moving, and the defense once again made a play.
And boy, have they've been able to make plays. Brian Arroyo on the fumble recovery. Now, of course, in the previous possession, Orrin Marshman able to catch off of a Phil Tucker deflection and interception. Now the Storm, remember, they scored one play after they got the turnover the last time. Let's see what they can do this time. Sean Myers is indeed back in the game, and we'll see what they do here. Ridley, obviously, again, getting a little bit more rest. I mean, there have been a lot of hard hitting the beginning part of this game, but now Lehu's in the shotgun. Ball be spotted at about the 30-yard line. In motion, Reddick. Here's the snap. Lehu back looking. He's going for it all deep along the left side, and it is caught in the back corner. Welcome to the end zone, Devon Gordon. Deja vu. One play and in. 30 yards from Jimmy Lehu to Devon Gordon. 23-0. Lightning is striking Plainfield in the name of the Lehigh Valley Storm.
That's 4 possessions in a row that the Storm have scored points, and that's 2 in a row on the first play. One was a play-action pass, and the other one was a Sean Myers run. Maybe the defensive backs were inching in a little bit, expecting another run, and Lehu found his favorite receiver, Devon Gordon, for a touchdown.
I'll tell you what, all he does is catch touchdowns. Him and Jaleel Clark. Bobby Appleman will try the extra point, and right now the New Jersey Wolves do not know what hit them. I mean, this is a very proud franchise, and they are so not used to this, but right now the Storm is just handing it to the Wolves right now. Extra point to come in just a moment. And now we're going to have an official timeout first. And actually the Storm, they're going to use a timeout. So I think they're down to a 1 timeout left in the half. I think both teams have used 2 of their 3 timeouts. But in any case, pending the extra point, 23-0, Storm lead the New Jersey Wolves. Now, I think maybe you have a couple other sponsors here?
Yeah, I have A&H Sporting Goods. We have Pepsi, Connecticut School of Broadcasting, and then Scott Family of Dealerships, Scott Lott, Scott Mazda, Scott Volvo. All Scott Lots are located on Lehigh Street in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut School of Broadcasting, also Kaplan's Awning, and HSG Productions.
Of course, with the great Howard Gaber doing the TV stuff here today. But anyway, just a quick reminder, Pepsi, a proud sponsor of Lehigh Valley Storm football. Pepsi, live for now. Going for the extra point, Bobby Appleman following the 30-yard touchdown strike from Jimmy Lehu to Devon Gordon. Here's the snap, the kick on its way, down the middle, it is good, 24-0, Lehigh Valley Storm. That you realize the last 3 plays on offense they've scored.
Yeah, exactly, and it was four offensive drives so far. They've scored each one, and the key to this game right now is defense making big plays, and then the offense just offense responding, and that's what any coach wants to see. I know Bob Kohler's happy, but there's plenty of time left in this football game against back-to-back MLF champions.
That is true. I'll give you a prime example. Last year, between the Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers, Cowboys led 26-3 at the half. They end up taking the foot off the pedal in the second half. The Packers storm back and win 37-36. And I'll tell you what, football can be crazy, especially in the way the game is played now. So even though the Storm lead by 24, that lead still is not safe, and they have to remember that. I think it's one of the most important things to remember. You may have the game in hand right now, but one play can really change things around. I mean, you can also go back to Super Bowl 47 and see how that game changed.
Absolutely, and we could score 24 points as fast as they can. So we have to not get cocky and just stay confident and keep playing Lehigh Valley Storm football. But right now it's going their way, and this team is fired up, and they just have to continue keep doing what they're doing. The defense is making huge plays and getting after the quarterback.
Indeed so. And Eppelman is about to kick off again. Roman and Naquan Jenkins this time standing along the near sideline. Here comes the kick. High and end over end. It's going to be taken way out of the reach of Vincent Roman and goes out of the end zone. So it is a touchback, and the Wolves will be starting for their own 20-yard line. So the big leg of Bobby Eppelman does it again.
Yeah, Eppelman sent it right back out of the end zone, helping out the kickoff team a little bit there, who's had two nice plays in a row. So this defense fired up. I feel like the Wolves aren't really sure where they are, down 24 points in the second quarter here, but you know that they're going to get settled, and this is a game of momentum. So like I just mentioned, we could score 24 points as fast as they can. So we just have to continue doing what we're doing and pretend the score is 0-0.
That's right. One drive, one play at a time. You just kind of have to do your building blocks right here. Skies are starting to darken to the west here in Plainfield at Seidler Field. It's the crazy one. Tom Wilkins and James Josephson with you as the Lehigh Valley Storm lead 24-0 over the Plainfield, New Jersey Wolves, the two-time defending Major League Football champions. And I'll tell you what, if both teams tie themselves, it looks like the Wolves might be traveling to see the Lehigh Valley Storm if it gets to late October, early November. But let's get through this game first. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Emmanuel Cabasa in the shotgun. Lying up to his right looks like Jenkins, who takes the handoff this time, and he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a 2 or 3 yard loss, and Jenkins just flings the football in frustration. The Wolves just not having anything going right now.
Yeah, nowhere to go. Big number 50 defensive end Carl Kreider got in there right off the edge, and we're sending the guys. Joe Davis is flying in, and Keena Walls and Marshman was in on the play. The middle of this defense is really stopping the running attack, and Naquan Davis, I think, for the Wolves.
All right, it'll be second and 14 from the 16-yard line. If you're talking to Naquan, it's Naquan Jenkins. He's the veteran running back who's been around Major League Football for a good while. Now the Wolves spread the field. Cabasa in the shotgun. Going to be an empty backfield, I believe. Actually, no. Jenkins is standing to the right, so it's going to be 4 receivers. Second and 14 from the 16-yard line. Cabasa looks over the Storm defense. Ready for the snap, he takes it. Here they come. Looking, throws over the left side, and the pass is caught very nicely by John Wright. Wright got between two defenders, I believe it was Justin Thomas and Orrin Marshman, came out with a nice grab to about the 38-yard line, gain of 22, and it's first and 10 for the Wolves, who now are pulling off the Storm playbook and going no huddle, and now they decide, we better talk about this.
Yeah, Cabasa's a four-time MLF All-Star and a two-time champion. He showed it there. There was a small window that was open there, and he put the ball right on the money for a big first down for the Wolves, and that's exactly what they needed.
And when Cabasa played for the Wolves, of course, and I'm trying to remember a couple of years back, like on the opening drive in a conference championship game, he threw, I believe, a 75-yard touchdown pass about 2 or 3 plays in. But anyway, first and 10 from the 38-yard line. Cabasa in the shotgun, looking over the Storm defense. Let's see what he does here. First and 10 from the 38. Back goes Cabasa. A quick throw. And the pass is caught at about the 47-yard line. Brought down by Bobby Eppelman that time. It looks like a gain of 9 on the play, so second and short for the Wolves.
Yeah, Paul Bolden, 13 today.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bolden's 13. Okay.
57.
All right, I'm sorry. I missed that one. My bad.
No, it's all right. Yeah, but the Storm defense in the middle right now after a big play coming up with a big stop. I can't see anything.
All right. Anyway, second, as long as we get the microphone here, second and...
Yes. Are we talking into that?
Well, that's a microphone there.
No, that was even on.
Yeah, it's been on the whole time. Wolves huddle here. It was a gain of 5, by the way, to the 43-yard line. So second and we're going to say 5 as Cabasa lines up in the shotgun formation, trying to move everybody. They're going to do a bunch formation to the right-hand side. Cabasa waits for the snap, takes it, goes back, few step drop, going back, rolls right. He will throw, and the pass is intercepted again. Oren Marshman, he's taking it back to the 30. He's going to the 20, the 10, and he is in there, I think, no signal. They didn't signal. He's out of bounds at about the 5. Oren Marshman, his second interception of the game. He nearly does a pick 6, but he sets up the Storm first and goal at about the 5. The third consecutive turnover by the New Jersey Wolves in successive possessions.
Yeah, and if this continues, the Storm offense is going to punch it in right now. Oren Marshman, the second interception of the game, and did exactly what he's taught to do. Picked it off, found his teammates right up the sideline. He's playing great in the middle, a captain of this Lehigh Valley Storm football team.
And he's a champion himself, too. I'll tell you what, he lives for games like this. He did that when he was with the Central Penn Piranha. But now, setting things up beautifully for the Storm. And here's the Storm, first and goal from the 5-yard line. Oh, my goodness gracious. LeHue lines up in a shotgun. Ridley is back in the game. Let's see what Jimmy LeHue can do here. He looks over the Wolves defense. I don't know if they're going to do it in one play as they did the last 2 possessions, but we'll have to wait and see. LeHue, first and goal from the 5-yard line. He takes a high snap, handoff Ridley. Ridley up the middle, and I don't think he got in. He may have gotten maybe a couple to about the 3-yard line, but it will be second and goal, as this is the longest possession for the Storm in the last 4 drives.
Yeah, and they're just right off the play. They're giving it to the Thunder and Lightning right now. We got Thunder and Raheem Ridley giving them the ball and doing what you have to do. And they're trying to come off another big turnover by the Storm defense. Oren Marshman, number 17.
And I think we may have the 2-minute warning right now. Yes, indeed. 24-0 Storm lead the New Jersey Wolves. While we have a second, and I do need to make this disclaimer to everybody, this copyrighted broadcast is being presented by authority of the Lehigh Valley Storm in conjunction with Dexter Gervin and Major League Football, who are the right of approval to the announcers of this game. It's intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience and may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or disseminated in any form without express written consent. This includes all accounts and descriptions given in today's game. The Lehigh Valley Storm and New Jersey Wolves like to thank you all for your continued support. We're hoping you're enjoying today's broadcast. Remember, the game is the property of Major League Football, the Storm, and the Wolves, with all rights to this broadcast reserved under international conventions. Second and goal for the Lehigh Valley Storm as we come off a quick 2-minute warning. Ball be spotted about the 3-yard line. The Storm have scored on all 4 of their possessions so far. And they're going to go 4 receivers this time as LeHue in the shotgun. Whoops, somebody jumped. A Storm player went about 3 feet backward, and flags obviously are down, but we do not know who the penalty is on. It might be a neutral zone infraction. If that's so, it's half the distance. It is indeed on the Wolves for a neutral zone infraction. So now the ball is going to be spotted at the 3-yard line. So in essence, maybe about the 2.5. So second and goal from there, as we'll see what the Storm can do. LeHue again in the shotgun. He's waiting. Raheem Ridley to his left. Very high snap. Handoff Ridley. Crashes through the line. Pushes, and I don't think he got in. He is stopped at about the 1, I think. So Ridley got 2. It'll be third and goal from the 1. Now do you try and let LeHue score another touchdown on the ground?
Honestly, I give the ball right back to number 29. It's working right there. It's been working all game. You let the big offensive line up front do what they do and give them the ball and get them in the end zone.
All right, and I believe timeout is going to be called by the Storm, so it will be their third and final timeout of the half from what I understand. So at this point, you're looking at like a minute and a half left till halftime. Just to recap what's been going on, it's been all Storm all the time. Jimmy LeHue, a 1-yard touchdown run. The opening drive started the scoring. Then a 30-yard field goal by Bobby Appleman made it 10-0. Then following successive turnovers by the New Jersey Wolves, the first was an Orrin Marshman interception. That led to a Sean Myers 49-yard touchdown run. Then, on a flea flicker flop, which was fumbled by the Wolves, the Storm got it back thanks to Brian Arroyo picking it up. And now 30-yard touchdown pass on the next play from Lehigh to Devon Gordon in the left corner of the end zone. And then here, Cabasa threw his second interception to Marshman, who brought it back to about the 7, and now the Storm are being faced with a 3rd and goal from we'll say about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, this Storm defense is playing great. 3 turnovers right now, 1 on a missed opportunity. They went for a flea flicker, like you just mentioned, and 2 interceptions. So this defense is playing great, and the offense is connecting once turnovers and stops come. So this is just what the coaches drew up in the game room.
Okay, so it'll be 3rd and goal from about the 1-yard line. Skies are starting to get dark again. We're expecting storms all throughout the night as the Lehigh Valley Storm to bring their own storm here to Plainfield. Let's see what happens. 3rd and goal from about the 1. It might even be inside the 1. Raheem Ridley lines up to the left of Jimmy Lehigh. Shotgun once again. Lehigh with Thomas in motion, takes a snap, and he dropped the football, and it looks like he's going to fall on it for about a 3-yard loss. So Lehigh just could not handle the snap that time, ends up going backward 3 yards. They wouldn't mind selling for 3 points at this point.
Yeah, once again, Lehigh was just smart, jumped on the football. It wasn't a good handoff, or it was just a bad quarterback exchange. It happens with the running back all the time, but more importantly, the Bobby Eppelman's on the field here and trying to add 3 more points to this lead.
And that's the thing. Eppelman hit from 30 yards out earlier in the quarter. Once again, the Lehigh Valley Storm stacking up points in the second quarter again. I just realized that. They're going to try and put their 20th up, and this will be a 21-yard field goal from the left hash mark. Let's see what happens here. Very high snap, but the kick on its way, and he's got it. It's good. 21-yarder for Bobby Eppelman. His second field goal in as many tries today, and probably with about a minute left till halftime, or maybe less, the Lehigh Valley Storm now have a 27-0 lead over the New Jersey Wolves.
Yeah, 27-0 lead, and we all made predictions this week, and not really close right now. The Storm are just manhandling this team, offense and defense and special teams. Besides that one big one let up, they're playing great football, forcing turnovers on the defensive end, and the offense is really just getting after it, scoring on the first play of the drive in 3 consecutive drives. That's how you win football games.
You're exactly right, JJ, and I got to tell you something. The Lehigh Valley Storm, they've had 5 possessions. They've had touchdown, field goal, touchdown, field goal. They're 5 for 5, and championship teams, they do this stuff. And right now, the Wolves are looking at what could be a potential championship team come November. The way they have been converting off the turnovers, the Wolves have turned the ball over 3 times. It's resulted in 17 Storm points.
Yeah, mental mistakes and turnovers is what football really comes down to. And right now, all the edges are on the Storm side. They have a 15-yard Taunton, obviously not on their side, and then turnovers. So right now, the Storm played a great first half so far, and they're doing exactly what they have to do. They're going to continue, and they want to keep it that way going into halftime.
Once again, Vincent Roman and Naquan Jenkins are back for the Wolves on Eppelman's kickoff. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit more as the skies are darkening again. Kickoff high and end over end. It'll be taken by Jenkins. Has it taken on a bounce in the end zone. He'll come along the near side. Have a hold about the 20. Look at him go to the 30, 35, and that's probably as far as he gets. Maybe he got to about the 38-yard line, but a good job by Naquan Jenkins on a return that the Wolves absolutely had to have. And now Cabasa will try and lead the Wolves down the field with about a minute left, and I think, if I'm recalling correctly, only 1 timeout to spare.
Yeah, they do have 1 timeout left and about a minute. You work on this in practice, your 1 minute, 2-minute football drive, so they're definitely going to go for a big play here and obviously try and maybe get a little momentum back before halftime.
Okay, so the Lehigh Valley Storm defense, remember, this could be a situation where they may be on the field to end the first half because they will be on the field to begin the second half. The New Jersey Wolves right now, down 27-0. They are looking to try and get themselves some points on the board before halftime. And now, whistles blowing, and what we got? Official timeout?
Timeout.
Another timeout.
Timeout Storm.
Actually, wait a minute. It might even be halftime.
Could it be that the lightning's going on over there?
And because the officials have said that he's writing something down, and not 100% sure what the actual. It might even be a timeout. That's the Wolves' last timeout.
Storm timeout.
Oh, the Storm called a timeout. Okay, I'm sorry. So it's like I said, I may have had the timeouts wrong earlier, so I think the Storm did use their third and final timeout right here, if that's the case. So, once again, the New Jersey Wolves are going to have the ball at about the 33-yard line, and I think this is a very key drive. They need to get 67 yards in about a minute, and the Wolves, like I said, I think they only have one timeout to spare, so it is going to be very, very important. And by the way, Kaplan's is a proud sponsor of Lehigh Valley Storm football, located on 100 Northampton Street in historic downtown Easton, Pennsylvania. You can call them 610 area code 258-5319 for more information. All right, back to the action. 1st and 10. Cabasa throws off his left foot, and the pass is caught. Looks like Vincent Roman will bounce his way out of bounds at about the 35-yard line, probably a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8 after that short pass.
And the screens are something that's haunted this defense all season, so that's a nice stop there, and they're gonna give it to them. They're just not gonna let anything get behind them, knowing there's only a minute left in this first half. So that's exactly what they want to do, and stay back and give the wide receivers a little cushion.
Okay, 2nd and we're going to say 8 from the 34-yard line. The Wolves taking their time, but I think what happened was the receiver did get out of bounds to stop the clock. So 2nd and 8 from the 34-yard line. Arroyo making sure that everyone's in position for the Storm. Once again, Cabasa lining up in the shotgun. Daryl Kennedy to the right, trying to act like a fullback here. Cabasa with a snap. He backs up, looks. He's going to throw the middle. Pass is caught. Roman about the 45. He's going to cross midfield, go down to the 49 before a nice tackle on the play by the Storm. And now a whistle blows. It will be a first down for the New Jersey Wolves. There is a timeout. The tackle by Corey Worthy. So I think the Wolves just used their final timeout of the half, and they're going to spot the ball at the Storm 48-yard line, a gain of 18 on the play.
Yeah, quarterback Cabasa just found the wide receiver right in the middle. He set up shop, and he caught the ball. Big first down. They have their real good offense, and the Storm defense is playing great, and obviously they want to continue this and try and get that momentum before halftime, but the Storm is saying the same thing. We don't want to let anyone in. We haven't in a while, and we haven't in a couple games, so that they're going to play the football game that they know how to.
And don't forget about Schrudy's restaurant down in Allentown, Pennsylvania. They got some very good stuff here. 1853 Northampton Street in Easton, Pennsylvania. Definitely check them out for some wonderful food, and I think you've done a couple of your shows there.
Yeah, I've had one show there so far, and a couple were supposed to be, and we'll keep everyone updated more on that.
Exactly. 1st and 10 for the Wolves. They're at the Storm 48-yard line. Storm have to really be careful here as the Wolves trying to generate that last drive here in the first half. Back goes Cabasa. Look, and he's going back. He's going to throw a deep one on the left side, and it is knocked away and incomplete. Justin Thomas knocked it away. The intended receiver was Pat Coburn. I think Cabasa realized that there wasn't too much time left, so he needed to throw it up there. It was knocked away, and I believe that is the half. So there wasn't much time anyway. So that was the Hail Mary full of grace, and the prayer was not answered. What a first half for the Lehigh Valley Storm. I mean, that has got to be by far the best first half of the year for this team, considering they've had 5 drives, they scored on all 5, and at the half, they lead the New Jersey Wolves, the 2-time defending Major League Football champions, 27-0. What do you think?
Yeah, they're pitching a shutout right now in the offense, coming off the defense's turnovers, just scoring. That's on the first play of 3 consecutive drives right in a row, and this defense is forcing turnovers, and the offense is just coming back and punching it right in the mouth and scoring and getting in the end zone. So that's exactly what they wanted to do and planned on doing. They're getting it done.
Well, they definitely are, and they've had as good of a first half as you could possibly see against a very proud New Jersey Wolves team. But remember, the Wolves will get the ball to start the second half, and they will be certain to try this thing again, and you never know what's going to happen. It could be a completely different second half. In the meantime, we're at the half here at Seidler Field here in Plainfield, New Jersey. It's the Lehigh Valley Storm 27, the New Jersey Wolves nothing. We'll take this short pause, get ourselves hydrated, and hopefully get ourselves prepared in case more storms hit. We'll come back for the second half of play in just a few minutes.